Alright, welcome to part 5 of the Kirby and the Forgotten Land playthrough. That's just gonna be...
I still love that name.
Hey, it kind of flies off the tongue, kinda.
And it makes sense too.
Yeah, and it makes sense too, because I forgot, you know?
yeah, I forgot.
Everyone forgot the recording session today.
Apparently.
Apparently.
Wait, we're recording today?
Hey, we're recording right now as we speak.
Oh man, but I'm tired.
I thought we were gonna play Cards Against Humanity.
Well, yes, we are live on air.
Oh boy, does that mean I can say the word?
Which word?
The word.
There are a lot of words in the English dictionary, my guy.
Okay, the N word.
Oh!
Niceness.
Niceness.
Hey, neighbor.
Oh man, I really hate my neighbor.
Wait a minute, your neighbor? Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I see where you're going with this. All right. Cool.
Okay. To be completely honest with you, that was unintentional, but given the context, it's even funnier.
Alrighty then. But yeah. Continuing on with World 2. Beach World. Hooray. Yeah. A lot of the little secrets in this game are signified by little sparkles, usually hidden in corners that are like away from progression. So that's how you incentivize exploration in this game.
Expiration?
Exploration. Did I... Speaking of the English dictionary, I can't pronounce half of it. Oh, yeah.
It's amazing how English is like the only, pretty much the only language that a lot of us know, and yet we suck at it.
English just happens to be one of the most complex languages in the entire world.
I think it literally is the most complex language in the world.
It is also the most dominant, because it's true that like a very small population of the world actually is born at knowing the language, or has it as their first language, I should say, and then they just learn it later on in life because of how persistent it is in the world. Because basically it got popularized when the Pilgrims came over to this land back in like 1600 or whatever it was, and so it just colonized from there throughout the entire world. And so basically that's why, like, even in, well, it's primarily done for tourist stuff, I'd assume, at least. Even if you go like to like Japan of all countries rather, there are still a lot of English words just on the billboards and around, mainly done for tourist purposes. I am aware of that, but still, nonetheless, that's why they're there.
Gosh, is this a let's play or a history lesson?
I mean, if you come to subscribe to the channel, you might get both.
It's kind of a little bit of everything, whether you expect it or not.
Exactly. It has a fun bunch of information, fun facts. Maybe if we want to do a dissection of just the commentary of this channel, like 15% of it is games. 10% of it is like real history lessons / fun facts. I think the other, what's it now? I think the other 75% of it is memes and shit talk. And maybe a small extra 3% of man, do I want to say the word on air?
One word.
A little bit of R word, as they call it now.
Oh no. Let's just say dumbassery.
Oh, dumbassery. Oh, sure. All right. The arts of dumbassery. I like.
Yeah, the art. Yeah. You know, it's a lot less offensive.
Sure. Yeah. It's a workaround, but hey, it works. You know.
I didn't say it wasn't offensive. I said it was less offensive.
Oh, okay.
And just because one war crime is less worse than the other doesn't make it better.
Oh, right, yeah. See, don't count your war crimes. Make your war crimes count.
Facts.
See, that's
No, he's got a point.
Remember, people, the Geneva Convention isn't a law; it's a guideline.
Funny enough, we were talking about the Geneva Convention during the Call of Duty playthrough. Yeah, I mean, because given the nature of the game, we just brought it up because it's
war.
Right? Yeah, exactly. So we brought it up and looked up exactly what it is on the Wikipedias, and so from what I can remember, the Geneva Convention is it's a set of 4 specific treaties among a whole bunch of differing nations that just say, hey, don't do this shit to harm our civilians. I mean, the soldiers, do whatever you want, I'd guess, because, we literally make guns and missiles for this shit. But, don't harm each other's civilians is basically the gist of what I got from the 4 contracts.
Well, pretty much, but it also says, even to the soldiers, you're not allowed to take prisoners.
Yeah,
which violates the Geneva Convention. Wow, human rights in war? Who would have guessed?
Yeah, exactly. After after signing all 4 of those papers, now you got to ask, all right, how many countries don't actually give a shit about this? The answer, quite a few. Quite a few.
Should I call it the Geneva Suggestion?
Ah, yes. That's actually a better name for it, No, Ethan, don't fall in the whirlpool again. Don't Okay. Try.
Hey, look, you're learning.
There we go. Yeah. I guess I underestimated the power of that little whirlpool vortex, but you know what? Stay away from it, because I wanted to get that tin of fish before, it got sucked into the vortex too. So.
Oh, excuse me.
Excuse you. You are excused.
Yep. Yes.
I'll go to the game box where monkeys play video games.
I mean, at least from what, or at least how I've pictured it in my mind, or I can't even think of the word right now, but I feel like a silent playthrough, a no commentary playthrough, but just because there is no talking during the thing, it kind of feels like this is a more generalized official playthrough, kind of, if that makes any sense. Whereas a person commentating the actual over the game as they're playing it, or as we're doing here, because people do both. It kind of guarantees that, hey, this is do not expect excellency in our performance, just expect efficiency. Yeah.
Expect something.
Or something, yeah. Because I feel like with the silent playthroughs, you'd be more expecting excellency rather than efficiency. Because I guess that's just how it is. I feel like if you don't know the person that's behind the controller, it just feels like it's more official. It's more formal, I guess.
Yeah, I guess I kind of see that. Yeah.
Yeah. See, that's the player does it perfectly when they're not speaking, But whereas if someone is talking, they can at least play the game efficiently, or get good, or one of the two,
Yeah, they can play it well enough.
Well, right. Yeah, they can play it at a certain degree, whereas hey, it kind of feels weird, but at least it doesn't look bad. Or in some cases, you could just be bad at video games. I.e. Liam. I mean, what? I'm so glad you guys weren't there for the Alien Isolation horror. And I don't mean the horror because it's a horror game. I just mean the horror because That was a bad playthrough. Oh man, it was terrible. I don't have any qualms about saying that. Like I was saying about the efficiency thing, about how we do stuff here. We are not professionals. We have seen many a time, whether it be via in our gameplay or in our own recording sessions, because lots of shit can happen during the recording sessions as well, i.e. Metroid Dread. Oh, that was a train wreck too, but at least the gameplay was fine. Alien Isolation, on the other hand, it was a train wreck both in gameplay and recording session.
Well, that sucks to suck.
Yeah, but hey, at least we can say, hey, we're not professionals. We can pretend that we are, but we know we're not. We know we know
we're professionally stupid.
Oh yeah, that we can say that. Yeah. Yeah. At least some of us. Some of us are competent at playing the game. Other people, eh. See, I'm surprised I managed to do that.
It's kind of difficult for me to tell nowadays if it's either just games changing or if I'm just like slowly getting worse at video games.
Oh yeah, that also happens. Or at least I think I know exactly what you're talking about. Are you talking about that sensation, I guess, when you like go back to play a game that you grew up with as a child and then you're like, oh my god, this is hard as shit. How did I beat this, you know?
I mean, I guess kind of partially that, yeah. Kind of like, yeah, you'll come back to a game after like an amount of time and you feel like you're just not as good at it anymore.
Yeah, or it can feel like you're playing it again for the first time and you're like, how the fuck did I beat it the first time, you know? That can happen. Although, if that's not what you were saying, like, what were you trying to say?
Well, I mean, like, I definitely get kind of with like the, you know, like playing a game you played when you were a kid and stuff like that. Like, that's Mega Man Zero for me. I have no fucking clue how I managed to finish Mega Man Zero 2 when I was a kid. Huh. but like, I've also kind of like felt that for kind of more recent examples too. So I'm not really 100% sure.
Oh, so like more recent games. Shit, what just came out? Like, give us the example that you're talking about.
I can't really think of one because this happened a while ago, so I can't quite think of it off the top of my head. But like, I just, yeah.
Well, I'm not exactly sure what it means, and since you say you can't think of whatever the hell it was you were playing.
Yeah, I might have to kind of think about it for a moment, see if I can try to remember when I kind of had that feeling.
But at least you're sure it was something more recent, like something.
I wasn't going back to play like a DS game or a GameCube game or something, and just being like, man, I suck at this. It was like I was playing on my like Xbox or PC, and I was like, am I just getting worse at games?
Okay. Well, I'm not exactly sure what to say about that. I mean, this is more of a line for like game mode difficulties, but the more games you play, the more you realize that not all game mode difficulties are made equal. Like what one game could consider to be easy mode could be another game's hard mode and stuff like that. Shoot, I feel like I encountered this when I was doing my mainline Resident Evil marathon, when I was playing a handful of the games for the first time, and I feel like going through each and every game, you can tell that the difficulty modes are not made equal between each game, because easy mode in Resident Evil 0 specifically way too easy. Way too easy. And naturally, as a Resident Evil player, I'm an ammo conservationalist, alright? I had over 600 bullets by the end of that game. So, yeah, that game is way too generous on easy mode. So, I feel like I gave myself a neutered experience by doing that. So, I decided, hey, let's not play on easy mode for the rest of the games. And I got a relatively comfortable experience when I switched over to normal mode for the rest of the games. Because normal modes, honestly, or at least from my experience, because it does take a little bit of brain power in those types of games, they were relatively easy, actually. Assuming you're playing your cards right, I should stress. That's probably... So, it's hard... Yeah, again, it's hard to distinguish, like, what... if it's a skill issue or a game issue, you know?
Yeah.
Stabs. I'm
stabbing around the butt.
Yep. Yeah, doing these, I already forgot what they're called again. I forgot. Man, a lot of this playthrough is going to be, man, I forgot this, I forgot that. But they're basically mini trials for a specific power up or
they're like challenge rooms.
Right, they're challenge rooms where you can get rare stones and you can power up your shit and ergo unlock more challenge rooms, because specific challenge rooms won't unlock unless you have the copy ability unlocked or the copy ability level, or both really. Yeah, so like this is a level 1 tornado. There are challenge rooms later in the game that use the level 3 tornado, but they won't officially unlock until
you've upgraded it.
Right, yeah. They'll show it at least that it's there, but they'll say
it doesn't let you play it.
Right, yeah.
Which I mean, yeah, that makes sense. They don't want you really like to challenge you with an ability you haven't used before.
Right, yeah, because that's the entire point of these rooms, because the level design is specifically catered for this specific copy ability. So that's why. But hey, it's incentive to play them, because rare stones are the things that power up the copy abilities.
Nice.
Yes, and because I'm doing this now in the playthrough, that means after I do all of these, the next one is the boss.
Oh joy.
Oh yes, the bosses. Oh yeah, Chakram Cutter, one of my favorites. Because
being able to throw two at once.
Not only that, but they do that arc maneuver automatically.
Yeah.
They can be a little bit unruly when trying to do it accurately, but that's the point of this challenge room. Yeah. Oh no!
Oh no!
Nice.
Gameplay efficiency, not excellency.
Remember, people, we're not professionals.
No, you're not. Please do not take us professionally. You're welcome to take us seriously, but don't take us professionally. Yeah, I made a distinction without a difference there. Shut up.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is there a difference between those two?
And that's when I say, shut up. Also, each of the challenge rooms have like a target time to beat. You get extra money for that. It's not required for 100% completion. It doesn't count in the actual game menus.